It's star 1978 star 8378 Nicole Cattaruzza. I'm in here. Um, Again, I'm in this unrest in the American colonies, and it's confusing based on the calendar. I've got a few of them that I check to see what lines up in this anticlimactic gardening event. Um, my son's playing in an interactive, like a role play, almost a video game that someone got him, called Red Dead Redemption. And I'm thinking to myself, in my own seeding and gardening, and arrival, and with what's going on in the Big Apple or the Empire State or New York, theoretically, on a hypothetical, not that it actually happened, but if it happened, if one is brought into a situation and then harmed in some way in the local area, like, who's responsible? And at what point are the management in the area actually trying to write nice things and be helpful and hand off in the courting of, in accordance with whatever financially backs this area, for the proper seeding and gardening and harvesting of beautiful flowers, that belong to certain gardens elsewhere that perhaps are on loan here. I'm just, at what point, like, because now it's almost like New York, the Big Apple, the Empire State looks like wild seeds from everywhere. Someone took a bewildered handful or scoop of seeds and just whatever. Whatever took root, whatever took hold, whatever, nobody cares. It's so easy for people in other places to just knock it all down and start over than have to deal with the whining and the incessant whatever of the people. So with that being in mind, I'm just curious. So if one of the evil children of the world, or one of the seeds that somebody else is gardening, like, I don't know, growing up under a rock, it's just like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. So there was this thing on Sunday morning, I mean, even though it's Easter, they did a story on autism with an older person, well, older than, normally they show children, but he learned like 30, 40 languages, I don't know, something like that. So now my thing is that I have a slightly different thing. If I wound up somewhere and somebody purposely used a syringe to inject me with something that looked like I was stroking out, but somehow in long and short term reactions able to pull through, and all of this disgusting graduate work and doctorate and master's degree and the bachelor's with no flowers but wanting to give roses to all the wrong things. I'm just curious, in a Pinkerton kind of a way, for Red Dead Redemption. And I think they're up to 2 on POV, but whatever, video game wise. Just curious, because I haven't followed that storyline. How does one, like, if you started out built perfectly in the machine was working, the climate was working, the body machina, the flower that arrived was working for their season, and somebody purposely tried to syringe one of the flowers with some whatever to make it look, called it a stroke or called it whatever, and then wrote papers as if there were some educated people somewhere. Um, to make, I mean, like, in New York, you don't even have the freedom to die. That's how disgusting this is. They put you in an ambulance, they send you to the hospital, and then they prolong it, even if you don't want to. They take away your freedom to die here in this country. In their sick, perverse new storyline they've developed. I mean, I'm not leaning one way or the other with this, but I mean, it's just, they've talked about personal freedoms. Yeah, there's very few. And I wasn't born independently wealthy. So that means that something backs my freedom and something backs my breeding schedule and ability to self sustain, my education, my everything. What happened to that something? Where does that something exist? How do I get to that something? How do I support that something? How do I find that integral piece of the puzzle that I've been missing since birth? Since they've done a lot of really nasty stuff while I'm here, they've wrote some really nasty garbage. I mean, it's garbage paper. It is. Their handwriting is so useless in their thoughts and the way that they are integrated. There may be some that have importance in order to get me out of this situation, but for the most part, it's been toilet paper. Um, so this becomes difficult because now they have this new word autism. They have this new word bipolar. They have this new they write you with mental disease to make the flowers seem wilted. Why? Why don't you perfect the system to not have to wilt, poison, or harm the flowers in the garden? Why can't the seeds, when they arrive, and the flowers as they bud, be given directly to the arborist or whatever that plants them wherever they need to be planted? So this way they have a beautiful season. Why is this world so absolutely filthy and disgusting in its wild and bewildered that now it looks like untilled soil with whatever blew in? I mean, it is a horrible place to live in New York. And I don't know, since I wasn't born independently wealthy, how to self sustain or how to even get a hand in or hand up. I've been harmed, and I know someone somewhere. They forced me into hospital situations. They forced me into a prison at some point. They forced me into. They wrote papers over me, imprisoning me and entrapping me even further. I mean, it's really filthy and disgusting. What I'm not clear of is in the US of the us, being that I have a genetic lineage to somewhere. Why is the somewhere in the gardening department and the utility and the utilitarian, why is that person not able to help me, being that I've been disadvantaged or harmed in the field? And like I told my kids last night, a dirt bike strokes out but still performs. There's an interaction between the body machina and the environment. The way that the photon light is working, I didn't tell them this part, but the way the photon light is working interferes with brainwave function. That's for certain. The way that the AM and the FM radio waves in this DJ between the cornea sclera and the hook into the cognition system, and then its ability to record, perform, and whatnot, has all been harmed here. But this is at like a higher function and level. What I don't understand is, why am I stuck in this situation without a single hand to hold and without what I need? Why was somebody allowed to purposely hunt me down in my daily whatever, which looked natural to me, and inject me with something that made it look like a stroke, which put on paper that it looked like a malperformance of a machine, that then makes it look like there's an imperfection, that then makes what I need in gardening and utility not want to convalesce or get involved. Why is that exactly? And at what level and to whom do you address that oversight to, in order, since the ICC is a problem, apparently, since 1998, according to the short-term wave radio of the AM in the local area, without even going to FM at foreign ministry. It's American ministry, foreign ministry. Is it alien ministry, foreign ministry? I don't know. It's Jason born. It's on the calendar for which that I've been using that has the word Jason built in with the letters DJ, which they say is what the they use for entertainment purposes, and then it's tied into the radio, which is FM and AM. So when I need to broadcast to something that I belong to, I need a hand to hold, and I need linen in my closet. I have no way of helping myself. And the local people here who have